Good morning, students. Sairam. Welcome back to your English online session. Children, today we shall be doing 4.4 My Financial Career by Stephen Leacock. But before that, let us understand the meanings of new words and use them to frame sentences. First one, rattle. Rattle means make someone nervous. For example, the sight of a snake rattles me. The sight of a snake rattles me. Next one, solemnly. Solemnly means gravely, sincerely, with dignity. Hundreds of uniformed children solemnly undertook a pledge to contribute to cleanliness in their habitat. So, solemnly means gravely, sincerely, with dignity. Next one, sepulchral. Sepulchral means gloomy or sorrowful. He spoke in sepulchral tones. He spoke in sepulchral tones. Shambled. Shambled means walk slowly or awkwardly without lifting your feet correctly. Sick patients shambled along the hospital corridors. Sick patients shambled along the hospital corridors. Now, children, let us see what's there in the warming up session. When you open a savings account at bank, you need to fill up deposit forms, slips. Observe the following forms and fill up your details. So suppose if you want to open a saving account at bank, you need to fill up deposit form or slip. It is called as pay slip. Okay, to deposit the money or check. So children, what are the details to be filled? Yes, date for the credit of branch. That is, for example, Thane East branch, Thane West branch. Okay. Then if you want to deposit the check, these are all the details for the check. Then this is regarding the cash. Then the signature, that is deposited by. So you have to sign. Okay. Then next is their address, all the details, email address, telephone numbers. Okay. So this way you should fill the form. Suppose if you want to open a savings account at bank. Alright. Now, what are the latest modern methods of depositing money in your own or somebody's account? So children, you all know about the net banking, also known as online banking or internet banking. Yes. So the latest modern method is net banking. You can say as online banking, internet banking. Okay. That is operating your account through your email or cell phone to transfer or deposit money. You can transfer the money, you can deposit the money also. Okay, so we all know about the internet banking, which is also known as online banking. So everything is available just at the tip of your finger. So suppose if you want to transfer the funds or you want to know the balance, you want to inquire about the balance, what is the balance in your account, and you want a mini statement. Okay, monthly statements we used to get. So mini statement. So everything is available. Okay, so you can get all the detailed information in your phone. So this is about the internet banking or online banking. So you all are aware about this, correct? Now children, small simple activity, make a word web of at least 12 words related to banking. So there are so many words related to banking. Yes, suppose you want to deposit the check or you want to deposit cash in it, then passbook, then debit, credit, forms, then the people those who are involved, that is cashier, manager. So children, I want all of you to draw this web diagram in your books. Okay, so now children, let us start with this lesson 4.4 My Financial Career by Stephen Leacock. Let us see what's the central idea of this lesson, My Financial Career by Stephen Leacock. Now, Stephen Leacock is a Canadian writer. In his essay, My Financial Career, he humorously presents a person's first experience in the bank. He amuses the readers by exposing the narrator's tension and stupid actions in the bank. So, this is about a person's first experience, okay, and how he behaves in the bank. He is very nervous, very much worried, okay. So, it is about his tension and the stupid actions that he does in the bank. So, now let us start with the lesson, My Financial Career. When I go into a bank, I get rattled. The clerks rattle me, the wickets rattle me, the sight of the money rattles me, everything rattles me. The moment I cross the threshold of a bank, I am a hesitating jay. If I attempt to transact business there, I become an irresponsible idiot. I knew this beforehand, but my salary had been raised to $50 a month, and I felt that the bank was the only place for it. So I shambled in and looked timidly around at the clerks. I had an idea that a person about to open an account must needs consult the manager. So, children, when the narrator he went to the bank, he was very worried, or you can say he was very nervous. So, what made him nervous? The clerks, the wickets, sight of the money, and everything around. It made him nervous. So, children, what do you mean by wickets? So, children, wickets means they are nothing but a small opening, or you can say it's like a small door or a gate which is used for transacting business, which you can find at the offices or at banks, or suppose if you want to take a ticket, if you are traveling by train, okay, so if you want to take the ticket, so you might have seen, okay, such type of wickets where you have to which is used for transacting the business, okay. So all these things made him very much nervous. And when he crossed the threshold of a bank, threshold here means, children, entrance, okay, he is a hesitating jay. That is, he start asking foolish questions, or he behaves very foolishly. If he try to transact business, he becomes an irresponsible idiot, and he knew this beforehand. But then what was the reason for him to visit to the bank? His salary had been raised to $50 a month, and then he felt that the bank was the only place for it. So the narrator, he shambled in, that is, he walked awkwardly, and he looked shyly around at the clerks. And then he had an idea that the person who wants to open an account must consult the manager. I went up to a wicket marked accountant. The accountant was a tall, cool devil. The very sight of him rattled me. My voice was sepulchral. Can I see the manager? I said, and added solemnly, alone. I don't know why I said alone. Certainly, said the accountant, and fetched him. The manager was a grave, calm man. I held my $56 clutched in a crumpled ball in my pocket. So, children, he wanted to meet the manager. So, he went to the wicket where it was marked as accountant. Now, how was the accountant? How did he look? He was a tall, cool devil according to him. So, even the sight of the accountant made him worried, or you can say it made him very much nervous. And then his voice was sepulchral, it means very sorrowful, or you can say gloomy. Can I see the manager? I said. So then he asked the accountant whether he could meet the manager. And then what did he do? He asked that, can he see the manager? And he added alone. There was no need to add alone. Yes. Then certainly the accountant said yes, he could meet the manager, and then he introduced him to the manager. Now, how was the manager? Manager was a grave, calm man. And the narrator, he held his $56 clutched in a crumpled ball in his pocket. So, clutched means, children, when you hold it, okay, very tightly. And crumpled means full of folds. Okay, so he had held his $56 which were clutched in a crumpled ball in his pocket. Are you the manager? I said. God knows I didn't doubt it. Yes, he said. Can I see you? I asked. Alone. I didn't want to say alone again, but without it the thing seemed self-evident. The manager looked at me in some alarm. He felt that I had an awful secret to reveal. So children, he asked him whether you are the manager. He said yes. He was the manager. Can I see you? I asked alone. So again he added this word alone. Okay. So the manager now he was very worried. Okay. He felt that he had some terrible secret to reveal. So manager was now very frightened. He looked at the narrator in some alarm. In some alarm means he was now frightened. He had a fear. Okay. He had anxiety that why he is asking again and again and why he wanted to meet me alone. Right. He felt that the narrator had an awful secret, some terrible secret to reveal. Come in here, he said, and led the way to a private room. He turned the key. We are safe from interruption here, he said. Sit down. We both sat down and looked at one another. I found no voice to speak. You are one of Pinkerton's men, I presume, he said. So children, the manager, he took him to a private room and he turned the key and told him that they are safe from interruption. No one will disturb them. And they both sat down and looked at each other. The manager asked him whether he was one of the Pinkerton's men. Pinkerton's men basically it's a detective agency. So the manager he thought that the narrator was a detective. So he asked him that whether you are one of the Pinkerton's men. So Pinkerton's is a private detective agency which was founded in US in 1850 by Alan Pinkerton. So manager thought that the narrator is a detective. Okay. He had gathered from my mysterious manner that I was a detective. I knew what he was thinking and it made me worse. No, not from Pinkerton's, I said, seemingly to imply that I came from a rival agency. To tell the truth, I went on, as if I had been prompted to lie about it. I am not a detective at all. I have come to open an account. I intend to keep all my money in this bank. So children, why did the manager feel that the narrator was a detective? Because he behaved in such a manner, asked him that whether I can see you alone. So the manager he was very much worried or he was tense that whether the narrator was a detective. And then the narrator told him that he was not from Pinkerton's, okay, and seemingly to imply that I came from a rival agency, that he came from competitors. That is, rival means competitors. To tell the truth, I went on as if I had been prompted to lie about it. Then he said, I am not a detective at all. I had come to open an account and I intend to keep all my money in this bank. So he convinced him that he was not a detective. He had just come to open an account in this bank. The manager looked relieved, but still serious. He concluded now that I was a son of Baron Rothschild or a young gold. A large account, I suppose, he said. Fairly large, I whispered. I propose to deposit $56 now and $50 a month regularly. The manager got up and opened the door. He called to the accountant. Mr. Montgomery, he said, unkindly loud, this gentleman is opening an account. He will deposit $56. Good morning. So children, when the manager was convinced that the narrator was not a detective, he was relieved now, okay, but still he was serious. He concluded that the narrator was a son of Baron Rothschild. Now children, Baron Rothschild or a young gold means they were the wealthiest men or very influential men of those times. That is the richest men of those times. So the manager, he felt that whether he was the son of a Baron Rothschild or a young Gold, that is the wealthiest man of that times. A large account, I suppose, he said. The narrator said that fairly large. He just whispered. And then he told that he intended to deposit $56. How many children? $56 now and $50 a month regularly. The manager got up and opened the door. He called to the accountant. Mr. Montgomery, he said unkindly loud. Okay, this gentleman is opening an account, and how much he will be depositing? $56. Okay, just he wanted to deposit $56, and then the manager, he felt that whether he's a detective or he's a very wealthiest man. Okay, so and how much when he heard that the narrator, he want to deposit only $56, so he got very angry. Okay, so he called to the accountant and just informed him that he will deposit $56. Good morning. I rose. A big iron door stood open at the side of the room. Good morning, I said and stepped into the safe. Come out, said the manager coldly and showed me the other way. I went up to the accountant's wicket and poked the ball of money at him with a quick, convulsive movement as if I were doing a conjuring trick. So, children, he got up and then he saw there was a big iron door stood open at the side of the room. The narrator, he stepped into the safe. Then the manager asked him to come out. The manager said coldly. Coldly means in an unfriendly tone. And he showed him the other way. The narrator, he went to the accountant's wicket and poked the ball of money at him with a quick convulsive. Convulsive means in an uncontrollable manner. Okay, uncontrollable movement. As if I were doing a conjuring trick. Now, conjuring trick means it's nothing but when you perform some magic trick. Okay, so he went to him and with a quick convulsive movement, he had poked the ball of money. How much was the money, children? $56. Okay. My face was ghastly pale. Here, I said, deposit it. The tone of the words seemed too mean. Let us do this painful thing while the fit is on us. He took the money and gave it to another clerk. He made me write the sum on a slip and sign my name in a book. I no longer knew what I was doing. The bank swam before my eyes. Is it deposited? I asked in a hollow, vibrating voice. It is, said the accountant. Then I want to draw a check. Now, children, the narrator's face was ghastly pale. Children, ghastly here means inspiring horror, and pale means light colored. He said in a very mean tone to the accountant to deposit the money. The accountant took the money and gave it to another clerk. The clerk asked him to write the sum on a slip and sign his name in a book. The narrator was not knowing what he was doing. The bank swam before his eyes, that is, he was feeling very dizzy. He asked in a hollow, vibrating voice, is it deposited? The accountant replied, yes, it is. Then he asked him that whether he could draw a check. Now, children, check here, the spelling is wrong, children. It should be CHEQUE. Okay. So he asked him that he want to draw a check. So, children, it's very funny from his side that he has just deposited the money and now he wants to withdraw the money. Okay. So this is basically the narrator's experience in the bank. Okay. What is his experience? Okay. How he is feeling very nervous in the bank. Okay. So this is about the narrator's experience. Okay. We will stop till here and we will continue in the next class. Remaining part we will continue in our next class. Okay. So thank you, my dear students. Take care of yourself. Sai Ram.